Welcome back to Average at Best. As always, my name is Josh, and welcome back to day 3 of the PBA Tournament of Champions. This is going to be block 2 of the matchmaking finals. We're going to go in and hopefully see some interesting scores that go on today. We're going to see if Matt Ogle can hold on to his first place position. We're going to see if Brad can make some sort of play. And yeah, we're going to eventually see at the end of the night who's going to go to the top 5 step ladder that will take place this Sunday at 1 p.m. So let's get into it. And that concludes the first block of this third day of the TOC. Match play round 2 is now officially over, and we are going to be heading into round 3 later tonight. Some notable names that have kind of crept up into things. Brad Miller has made a wonderful run today. He had a much better block this morning than he did last night, and he has crept himself up into 4th place.
Yeah, 4th.
Yep. Matt Ogle has kind of struggled a little bit, but he's kind of sticking around. He's currently 3rd. EJ Tackett has moved up, and Anthony Simonson is also the story of the day. He has had a wonderful block with multiple 250-plus games, and he has moved himself into the 1st position.
Simo, EJ, Matt Ogle, those top 3 have really separated themselves from the field, because it's basically from Matt Ogle at the 3 spot, it's almost 100 pins down to where Brad is at the 4 spot. So essentially, barring anything crazy later today, those 3 are going to at least be in the top 5. Even if they bowl really badly, they still should be able to sneak into the 4 or 5 spot.
It would need there to be like 2 or 3 people to have a wonderful block, like average 260 almost.
Yeah,
to really kind of defeat them. Another very sneaky person that has moved up is Jason Sterner. I got clips of him on his last game against Sean Maldonado, and he actually struck out in the 10th. Not struck out, but he did strike first in the 10th to secure himself the win over Sean Maldonado. And yeah, it was a really close match. He's moved himself up into 7th, and he's not that far behind the 5th seed, so he could make a run tonight.
Otherwise, for the most part, everybody that's outside of the top 10, your defending champion, Jason Belmonte, I mean, he's got so many pins he'd have to make up. He's not making it in the top 5. Those are the top 7 people right now are the ones eyeballing the TV show.
Yeah.
Eric Jones is the only one we didn't talk about.
That too.
He still had an okay day, but not nearly anything like he had last night. I mean, last night he was on a tear, and today he found himself getting a lot of 9 counts, more so than yesterday. So
yeah, he wasn't able to string them together quite as easily.
Yeah, but he's 4 pins outside the top 5, so he's still right there.
Yeah, so he is still within his possibilities of getting into the TV show. So
yep.
We're going to go ahead and take a little break here for the next couple of hours, and we will come back whenever match play round 3 starts.
Yes, sir.
Not bad enough.
Critical finish in the 8th, 9th, and 10th to hold off a charging Eric Jones by 5 pins for his 5th spot. The number 5 seed, a 3-time winner from Rochester, New York. Please welcome Jason Sterner. Outstanding bowling, Jason. In the first match, he'll be taking on the number 4 seed, 6-time winner on the PBA Tour, looking for his first major from Yakima, Washington. Please welcome Marshall Kent. Winner of that match will move on to take on our number 3 seed. He's a 2-time winner, also will be looking for his first major from Louisville, Kentucky. Please welcome Mr. Matt Ogle. Winning player will then advance to take on our number 2 seed. He owns 23 career PBA titles, including a 2017 win at the Tournament of Champions. Your reigning PBA Player of the Year from Bluffton, Indiana, E.J. Tackett. Whoever survives that match will move on to take on our number 1 seed. He's a 14-time winner on the PBA Tour. He'll be looking for his 6th major. He'll need to win 1 game to secure that. From Las Vegas, Nevada, please welcome Mr. Anthony Simonson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your top 5 for our broadcast Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox. Give them one more round of applause, absolutely. Outstanding bowling, what a great show it's going to be.
Jason, obviously, really exciting finish there. It came down, I mean, you, Eric Jones, Brad, you're all within single digits after all is said and done there at the end.
That's hard to believe.
Real quickly, I want to go back, though. Okay. You qualified 13th, coming through match play, and just every single day, you just moved up and up and up. You were tied with both EJ and Simo for the best match play record in the building. What were you seeing on the lanes to get you to just win all these matches? I mean, you were just really consistently getting W's.
I think the biggest thing was being patient with the urethane early. I got a couple wins there where the guys tried to go left, so I squeezed out there. The other thing I think is when the guys had to get away from it, they went so far left, and I had a trick during the week that I could just move 4 or 5 and still use reactive, and I felt like in the transition games where they were losing the pocket, I still had it, so I was squeezing out wins there. And then I got a couple at the end, a few of the blocks, but I think the biggest thing was the early, is getting them in transition and early, and making a couple splits, you know, which kept myself in a couple of those matches. I think I definitely spent a lot of time working on the spare game this year, because I ain't striking as much as these young folks, so I got to clean up my mess when I leave them. And I think that really is what it contributed to, just trying to be patient, not getting into the wave of roller coaster of emotions, like good breaks, bad breaks, just it is bowling, it is what it is, it's happening to everyone, just stick to your process, fill frames.
For sure, and this match play round was almost shades of last year where I think you just, like I said, were the most consistent last year, consistently being in like the 220, 230 range, and this year was the same. Is it something with this house that you're seeing, something with the pattern? Because it just reminded me a lot of last year when you made match play too.
I think, I mean, the pattern, I'm not even sure if it's the same, or if it is the same, you know, maybe it's a different oil or whatever, but definitely the building, like I went to school on the building trying to get as much data as I could from last year. It's like I took notes, and like I hadn't done that all season other than like starting this year. And so I remembered some things like on the low end and on the high end. So I think just, you know, saving myself a shot or two every match that they were like, scratch their head, it's kind of like, okay, I know that lane hooks more, or that lane's tighter, or the tendency was this. And like, so I just played to the tendencies of the building. And I think that was what contributed to a lot of those W's. Because, yeah, they weren't easy. I mean, it's definitely like reminds me of that old U.S. Open where you got to move left, but you can't throw it right. You can't move right, and you can't miss left. Like, you know, you really got to split boards out there. And that's why I think the urethane was huge early for me. It lets me to control the pocket. And then once I knew where the hang was down lane, then I could use it instead of trying to, like, fight it. Yeah. So.
Okay, and now fast forwarding up to that final match. Eric is just labeling shots. You got Brad over here who spares in the second, and then he's labeling shots too. What was going through your head, if anything, as you got into the later stages of that match? What were you doing to keep yourself calm? And just, was there any thoughts?
So with the Bowl U, they have this thing called Pacer, and basically it's this system. So that's kind of my process now. So I was implementing that. Every frame is a pacer, and it's just, you know, make a shot, process it, make a shot, process it. So the old me would be looking around going, oh my God, I hope he misses. Oh my God, what's happening here? Like, just staying in my own bubble. And I knew Eric was going to bowl a good game. I didn't know how big it was going to be. But, you know, 70 pins feels like a lot until the guy's bowling, you know, he's got the six-bagger on you. So there was like one moment where it's just like, okay, like, I can't control what he does. Let's go make the best shots that I can. And it's one frame at a time always. So I think that was the biggest thing. And I always have like this song in my head that kind of like keeps me in this like serenity place. So like I'm just constantly singing this song in my brain before I get up every shot. And it just kind of keeps me at ease. Okay. Like,
yeah, I mean, and like, what was there just like a weight lifted off when you made that spare there?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, did you know that all you needed was the spare there?
No, like, so, like, I'm not really a numbers guy. I was more concerned with the shot before because I was in between making a move or making basically like a move that I would make, like a tendency move. And I chose to do my tendencies, and I actually rolled it slower than I would in the past. Usually I would overthrow it. Like, Flash is, you know, my nickname for a reason. So that was the first time that I actually made a good shot that I didn't want to make, and all I saw was that ball going through the nose, and I said, oh my God. If I split, I know I'm out. I don't know, I can tell you numbers-wise regardless. I know it's over. So I thought, at least with the spare, I'm like, let's get 9. They were telling me, like, you need a 5. If I'd have known I needed 5, I would have just chucked the ball down the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised you weren't doing.
I wasn't even trying to do the math at that point. I'm like, bro, just finish the frame, get all you can. Like, and that's just kind of been my mindset no matter what. Like, you get all you can and let the chips fall where they may.
For sure. And obviously you made the show last year, you know, ended up losing to the eventual champion, Belmo.
Yeah.
What can you draw off of from that experience last year to maybe flip the script around? And maybe you're the other Jason holding the trophy this year.
Well, I think when I went into that, my strategy is same was like with urethane, and I actually didn't hate it. I was 2 shots, like I had the hammer, and I was 2 shots away from putting him away, and of course I didn't make those 2 shots then. So I gotta consider it, but I think I don't want to get tied into that being my only avenue, even though it worked on the fresh and it has been successful. Like, I want to make sure I have some options so that if it looks like I can make these moves like I've been doing all week, just make the move and go for it. And I don't want to get trapped playing there unless that's the way to go. You know, would it be in the first match? Like, tendencies are like there's going to be some urethane go down the lane. I don't know what the other guys are going to do, but you know, I know from last year what worked and what didn't. So I just want to give myself some more options just in case, so I don't get stuck.
Okay. Well, great bowling. Congratulations. It's nice to have you interviewed here for a 2nd year in a row.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be watching and rooting you on Sunday.
Appreciate it. Thank you. See you guys.
And that concludes day 3 of the PBA Tournament of Champions. Match play round 3 just ended. And what a thriller that was at the end.
That was seriously like that. The last match where Brad has a chance to strike out to tie Eric Jones, and if Jason splits in the 10th frame or opens or whatever, then Eric and Brad would have both tied for the final spot, so they would have had a roll-off to make a major it was just, that last match was absolute, like, movie script cinema. It was great.
Props to Jason Sterner for a great game to solidify himself as the 5th seed. He only won by 5 pins, which is crazy to even think about. But we are going to be ending our coverage for right now until Sunday. Sunday we will be at the Tournament of Champions live telecast, and we will be giving you some behind the scenes look. And yeah, stick around for that and whenever we drop it.
Yeah, and please, everybody, if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe down below if you want to see more content like this. And there is a Patreon link in the description down below. Shout out to our 3 patrons right now. Yep. It's the most direct way to support the channel. Sadly, we can't do videos like this much at all. And, I mean, we can't make a lot of YouTube videos in general. So the more that you guys are able to help support us, whether it be through the Patreon or whether it be through liking or subscribing, helps out so much. You guys have no idea. And thank you all so much for the amazing growth it's been since last year. This is just, it's been awesome.
It's been a wild ride. So thank you guys for watching.
Peace out.